Day. Happy February. Love is in the air. Valentine's Day is right around the corner. So we have some special guests today from the YMCA. We have our chief officers here who want to learn how to make heart-healthy meals for their wives. You ready to get cooking? Let's get cooking. All right.
Hi, I'm Chrissy Smith, and today we are cooking up a heart-healthy Valentine's dinner. And we have some expert chefs in the house to cook for their wives. So we're going to give them the healthiest meal that we know how to make. But it's not only healthy, it's going to be delicious. And we're going to start out with a green salad. There's nothing healthier than greens. Did you know that spinach has protein?
I did know that.
Good. So we're going to start with a big bowl of spinach, a little bit of arugula in there.
Okay.
Right? Okay, so the next thing we want is a big bowl of things to go on the spinach. So we have mango, cucumber, and green onion, and we're going to throw some basil in there that we've already chopped up.
Okay.
You want to throw that in there?
That's wonderful. My wife loves basil. She is eating it quite a bit now for the anti-inflammatory properties.
Yes,
So
it's excellent. Plus it smells wonderful.
it smells good.
Okay, there we go. So everything we need is right here for our salad. We're going to make our dressing. So the dressing is a half a cup of rice vinegar. And then with that, we're going to squeeze the juice of 1 whole lime. So we're using our
Just a lime
lime
press.
squeezer. And we have to use some muscle as well. All right. Ooh, that even smells better than the basil.
It does smell good.
Some limes squeeze easier than others. And I've heard, and I have done
All of that
this,
in there?
if you put them in the microwave, get them a little warm, don't put them in there very long, and they squeeze a little easier.
Good trick.
Okay, so we've got our seasoned rice vinegar and our lime juice, and we're going to pour that and stir it up with our mango, our cucumber, and our green onion and basil.
All of it in there?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
All right, a very simple salad dressing with no oil,
Smells good.
and it is really good. You could even leave this seasoned just a little bit on the counter while you're making some other parts of your dish. So maybe let's just leave it for
Okay.
now, and we will come back to it in just a minute.
All right.
Now we're going to get to the main dish, and it is a risotto with mushrooms and some amazingly sauteed vegetables. So we're going to start out with our veggie broth. You said you use veggie broth at home to saute?
That's right. Yep.
Why?
Because it's not oil.
It's not oil. And we know that a tablespoon of oil is 120 calories, makes everything slimy, so we're going to use veggie broth. And so we've got a little bit in our pan here, and we're just going to add our veggies. We've got some broccolini and some asparagus and some red pepper. I think what you learn about cooking is that you truly want to make it colorful because it needs to be attractive to the eye. So we've got our beautiful salad, and now we've got our veggies. So not only do we want to get these started, you might pour a little bit of veggie broth in there. And we've got a lot of veggies in here, so.
These peppers smell really good already.
Yeah. All right.
Right?
So we're going to put the top on there to get that going. So they only need about 2 to 3 minutes to really get hot,
Okay.
and we don't want them wilted.
Yep.
We want our asparagus to be tall, and we want our broccoli to be bright green, so we don't want to do that very long. Let's put a little veggie broth in here because we are going to do our mushrooms. So
Sizzling.
there we go.
Love mushrooms.
Yeah, and really a big bowl of mushrooms like that is going to cook down, so don't be afraid to use a lot of mushrooms. Now, our rice, we're using a short grain brown rice because it really does cook up nice and creamy like a risotto. And I've already cooked the rice because it takes about 45 minutes. But what we did was we took about a cup of the short grain brown rice and added some shallots, and then we added some veggie broth and cooked that up. So that took about 45 minutes, so that's already done. All right, let's give our mushrooms a little stir. So these vegetables really aren't going to take very long, and we're just going to let them simmer a little bit. So, is this something your wife would enjoy?
This is all her favorite stuff.
Oh, good.
This is gonna be phenomenal. She's gonna love
Okay.
it. Yeah.
All right. All right, well, we'll let this simmer for just a minute, and then we'll come back. Okay, this is where you as a husband are really gonna shine, because you're gonna make an amazing dessert.
Awesome.
Chocolate.
My wife loves chocolate.
Love chocolate.
Yeah.
So this is a chocolate mug cake. This cake is so delicious and so easy. So I'm going to talk you through the steps. The
Okay.
first thing we need is some whole wheat flour. You could use oat flour. You could use really any kind of flour, but I do like a whole wheat pastry flour. So let's do 2 tablespoons of whole wheat flour. There's your tablespoon. And so you're gonna put the 2 tablespoons of whole wheat flour in each mug, because not only does she get a dessert, you get a dessert.
So is it rounded or do you?
Rounded.
Rounded.
Heaping.
Heap.
Yeah.
Okay. 2.
1. My husband made this last night and it was delicious. And I think he was talking about it later, and I think it's something he's gonna try to remember and duplicate. Okay, we need 2 tablespoons level of our cocoa powder. So we just have unsweetened cocoa powder that is ready to go. 2 tablespoons. You could level. Mhm.
Okay.
So you could use cacao, which is the unprocessed cocoa. That has a little different flavor.
Okay.
All right, now we're into 1/4 of a teaspoon of baking powder.
I have my glasses.
So a
Let's see,
1/4 of, it's your little one there.
Okay.
So 1/4 a teaspoon of baking powder goes in your cup. I like this because you're mixing it and serving it all in the same container. All right,
Sounds good.
now you need a little bit of salt. So we're going to do 1/8 of a teaspoon, and since we don't have an 1/8, we know that 1/8 is 1/2 of a 4th, so
There
let's
you go.
eyeball it. Yes. 1/8 of a teaspoon of salt. We don't want too much salt.
Okay.
And then we're doing 2 tablespoons of maple syrup. So this is your maple syrup. This way. Yeah, so this is your sweetener. Your maple syrup is your sweetener. And if you know maple syrup, it definitely is sweet and doesn't take much.
Yep.
All right, now we've got a tablespoon of applesauce. So your applesauce is going to serve as your egg to hold this cake together. So you can use applesauce, you can use banana. There are a lot of things that can take the place of eggs.
I make pancakes every Sunday morning, homemade, and I use
Applesauce, okay. Now we're into some plant-based milk. So we need 2.5 tablespoons of plant-based milk in each cup.
2.5. Okay.
There we go. So this is an almond milk. You could use soy milk. You could use regular milk, but we're using a non-dairy milk. Okay. And then, of course, every cake needs a little bit of vanilla. So
Okay.
we're doing 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla.
Teaspoon.
And let's make sure we have everything we need Oh, we have a tablespoon of chocolate chips
That's the good
for each
stuff.
one.
Hey, you said a half or
A tablespoon.
tablespoon?
A heaping
Heaping,
tablespoon.
okay. Excellent.
Yes. So these are non-dairy chocolate chips as well. And then for those nut lovers, we're going to chop up some walnuts.
Okay.
Have this nifty little chopper here that makes chopping walnuts very easy. So, does your wife like walnuts?
She does.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, so I would sprinkle just a few walnuts in each container. And then all we have left is to stir.
And
So-
we're gonna stir this.
Mhm. So after we get this all stirred up, we're gonna put it in the microwave for a minute and a half. You may, depending on your microwave, want it a little longer or maybe not as long, depending on how fudgy you like your cake.
Right. Okay. Both
So
sides
you
of
can
it.
see why you need a nice wide mug, because you want all that deliciousness to get mixed up in there.
Can I get 'em at
I think
the
you
bottom?
did perfect.
Okay.
All right, so we're gonna put this in the microwave for a minute and a half, and then we're ready to serve. Okay, we're ready to serve up our salad. We've been marinating our mango and our green onion and our cucumber and our basil together in our dressing. You remember what that dressing was?
That was lime and rice vinegar.
Rice vinegar. So, Rick, let's finish it up.
Okay.
We're gonna add all of our yummy vegetables and our mango, which we used frozen mango. You can cut up your own mango. It's a little tedious, so I use frozen mango today, which is just as good. And we're going to mix this salad up so that the dressing that was marinating in our bowl is now mixed with our spinach. And there's a little bit of arugula in there. So this salad is so fresh. And in order to explode the flavors, we're going to chop the salad a little bit if you've ever had a chopped salad.
I've never done this before with salad.
Yes. So this bowl is kind of like a chopping board that has been made into a bowl. So you can really chop well. This bowl comes from Holland Mill, which are made in America, and it's really amazing the flavor that comes from chopping the salad.
You can really smell it. I wish we had smell-o-vision.
Smell-o-vision. And it also makes it a little easier to chew. So what we know about food is that the chewing releases the antioxidants and the phytochemicals. So if we were to just swallow the spinach, we wouldn't get near as much out of it as if we chewed.
Is that pretty
All
good?
right, that's really good. So if we served up a little bit of this salad, and that will be our first course. Now we're gonna finish up our risotto, Jonathan. What do you think? The vegetables are sauteed,
Smells amazing and they look ready to eat.
and our mushrooms are yummy. And we're gonna make them even yummier. We're gonna add a little bit of dry white wine. So about a half a cup of dry white wine, which is going to be stirred into the mushrooms. Ooh, and that's
Ooh, that
gonna
smells
really.
good, yes.
So when you cook with alcohol, it burns off. So if you are non-alcoholic, you can certainly use some dry white wine. If you didn't want to use the wine though, you could use some additional veggie broth.
Okay.
All right, we're gonna add our mushrooms to our risotto rice. And I think that is a better stir than
Stir this
this.
All right, looking good and smells
So
amazing.
we've got our risotto rice and our mushrooms mixed together, and we are ready to serve this after we add a little bit of Parmesan cheese. So this is a non-dairy Parmesan cheese, and it is delicious. Okay, and let's give it one more quick stir. Very hearty meal. So when we plate this, Jonathan will want to get a little bit of the broccolini. So I'm using the broccolini because it's a little different than just broccoli. And then our asparagus, which is in season right now. And a little bit of the red pepper. So lovely. And then we'll scoop out a little bit of the risotto. Oh, a meal fit for a queen.
I can't
And
wait.
we'll add a little parsley on top. And there you go. Okay, chocolate mug cake.
Wonderful.
So,
Let's do it.
let's put some berries on top.
Yeah, let's do it.
So we have blueberries and raspberries, but strawberries really aren't in season right now, so we're not gonna mess with strawberries right now.
Okay.
We got some raspberries and blueberries.
What's the trick to keeping besides eating them fast,
I
to
think
getting raspberries from going bad? Mine always, 2
Yeah.
days they start
I think
going
you have
bad.
to eat them.
Yeah, there you
Hurry up and eat them.
go. Okay, sounds
Yes.
good.
Okay, so we've got our chocolate mug cake. We can add a spoon, and that is ready to go.
Ready
So
to go.
when you put your spoon in, you realize it really does
Yeah.
feel like a cake.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right, so we're ready to eat.
Let's eat.
Okay, dinner is ready, and all this hard work you guys have put in to please your wives, and not only is it going to be delicious, it's going to be heart healthy. Happy Valentine's Day from the wives.